Today, we learned that the world is made up of hunters and huntees.
Starting lesson in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here's the deal.
Let's learn!
In the year 20XX, a pandemic spread across the land. But when educational doors closed and communities practiced social distancing, CFI 70's language and literature teacher was still up for the challenge. Join Mr. Strother and his amazing Quaranteam!
Read alouds, news articles, comic books, writing activities, greyhounds, kids who don't even go here, flavored water, dad jokes.
You are now joining Mr. Strother's Quaranteam.
Welcome back, ballers and scholars. It's week 8, day 2, and you know what that means? That's right, Newsella. Today's article is titled The Most Dangerous Game, and our goal is to focus on state standard RV3.1. Analyze the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in works of literature, including figurative and connotative meanings. To do that, we have to identify an example of figurative language in the story, explain the effect of this figurative language within the story, including the story's meaning or tone. Now, normally we do a nonfiction article analysis, but today's goal is more of a figurative language scavenger hunt, or a challenge. Get it? Now, you wouldn't go on a treasure hunt by exploring a whole city before looking at a map, would you? So our map is a cheat sheet of figurative language terms. What's figurative language? I'm so glad you asked. Figurative language is the creative part of language. I love Neil Gaiman's explanation. It's tempting to think that direct language is the easiest for us to understand, but sometimes we respond better to more creative wording. Writers and poets use figurative language to build imagery and give words more power. Simile, metaphor, and a host of other non-literal methods of expression help make foreign concepts familiar. So if you say, "I'm hungry," it's direct. It's true, but it's not always the most exciting way to deliver your thoughts, right? Well, what if you said, "Oh my god, I'm starving. I totes ate a tiny bowl of cereal for breakfast and it's almost lunchtime." Are they actually starving? No. What if they say, "Literally, OMG, I'm so totally serious, babe. I'm literally starving. I didn't eat breakfast." No, they're still exaggerating even if they use the word literally. And over-exaggeration is called hyperbole. It's a form of figurative language. So next time someone says, "Oh my god, I would literally die if BTS came up to me," say, "Whatever, Becky, you're just being hyperbolic." But that's just one example of so many figurative language terms. Alliteration, allusion, assonance, metaphor, simile, juxtaposition, oxymoron, hyperbole, personification. But Mr. Strother, how am I supposed to remember all this stuff? Well, the truth is, you already use them every day, just like the example earlier, but we don't often think about it. And that's your real assignment, to think about how the author is using it. To help you remember or understand those terms, there's a great song you can use as a refresher. Are you ready? Figurative language is a song I made up about metaphors and oxymorons. Psych, you don't need to hear my awful voice. As a great refresher, I've actually included a link to Flowcabulary's figurative language rap. It hits all the examples I talked about and more. You can find a few that you're most comfortable with and hunt for those in the article. A good strategy for this activity, and honestly any deep thinking questions you have to respond to in other classes or even tests, is to read the question first. So in this case, the question, your challenge, is to hunt for an example of figurative language in the story. I want you to explain the effect of this figurative language within the story, including the story's meaning or tone. Tone is just another word for vibe or feeling. So once you know what you're looking for, reading the story becomes that much easier. So let's recap. Step 1, watch the Flowcabulary video. Step 2, read the question before reading the Newsella article. Step 3, hunt the Newsella article for examples of figurative language. And step 4, share an example of how it affects the story. Can I tell you a secret? You don't even have to work hard if you think hard. Get in, find your example, and get out. No one will know the difference if you read the first part of the story or the entire thing, you feel me? If you want to make it even more challenging though, challenge a friend and see how many examples they can find. Remember, as always, have a great day. Are you ready? Oh, my hands made a fart noise.